Hi, Lauren, aka Moses here, and I hope you're having a great day, evening, or morning whenever you happen to see this video. But and I hope you're doing really well in your business. However, I know most of us at time to time tend to struggle a little bit. So I wanted to kind of tell you a story that I think shows how perseverance can pay off in the short run, but also in the long run, when we do on a daily basis the things that we need to do to get better. This is a story of a young man that was uh, just going into high school. He lived on a farm in a somewhat remote part of the Northwest, and he wanted to play professional football. He wanted to get a college education as well. So that obviously was part of the process of being able to get to that point. However, his father got ill, and so this young man had to go and not only go to school, but he also had to run a farm. And if you've ever been in a farm or around farming, you know it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and things a lot of times are very critical of being done. However, this young man did it, and he played sports, and obviously, because if he wanted to eventually play professional football, you figure he played sports, right? Anyhow, his team, his high school team, they finally won a high school league championship. And this kind of got him noticed because of the notoriety that, of course, goes when schools win championships. So he got an offer from a university close to where he lived, and that university, however, just offered him a preferred walk on, which basically says they're inviting you to walk on. You're going to have to pay your own way, and there's no guarantees. So he did accept that offer. But in his senior year, he had a really very good year, which caused other universities to take notice of the fact that how good he was playing. And he played quarterback. And then when he played on the other side of the line, he played a defensive back. So he was playing both ways, which is pretty rare these days. But anyway, I digress and sorry. So this other university offered him a scholarship. So obviously he accepted it because that meant he could go to school, he could play ball, and his way would be paid. I mean, nothing wrong with that deal. Okay, so he did. And in his sophomore year at the university, they were playing in a bowl game. And the way he played the game, unfortunately showed up on the last play of the game. And what I mean is he was somewhat of a gambler, a good quarterback, had some pretty good speed as far as running too. But it seemed like he would throw an interception at the exact time that's about the worst thing that could happen for his team. Well, in this bowl game, they had a chance to win it. They were behind, but they had a chance to win it. He threw an interception, game over, and they had lost. Now, that's bad enough. And I mean, that's got to be tough on anybody when the whole team is counting on you and you don't deliver. That's a psychic thing, right? Well, sometimes the best thing that we can do in life, and applies to our business as well, is that we have a short memory on the things that don't work out real well and a long memory on the things that we have done successfully, because then we can repeat the successful processes and forget and not do the not so profitable situations. So anyway, didn't have a real good junior year. It was okay, but again, they were in a bowl game and they didn't prevail and they lost. Then the very first game of his senior year, he actually threw three interceptions, fumbled the ball twice, and in essence lost the entire game for his team. That's tough to take. We'll quickly go through that year, and it was okay, but it wasn't the best. Rolls around the next year, the team does very well, and he does very well, although he still throws interceptions at some of the worst times, okay? They got in a bowl game, and as a team, at the level they were playing football, this was a huge deal. Not very many teams got the opportunity to play in the bowl games the way they did at this particular time. This bowl game, they were going to compete against a national football power. And pretty much nobody really thought they had a chance of winning the game, except the team, the coaches, and this quarterback. They actually did very well until he, unfortunately, again, threw an interception at the worst possible moment. The other team intercepted and pick six. They got a touchdown, and they were ahead. Now, the emotions at that point for the fans that were there was either up because your team just scored a touchdown and you were ahead, or down because your team just threw an interception. And everybody, that quarterback did it again. However, his teammates didn't believe that they had lost the game, but they knew they were going to be challenged. And this is the same thing in your business, but it's also the same thing in life. It's not just business, but it's life. And that is, it's up, it's down. We have good days, we have bad days. It's in our head. What we expect is what we will receive. Okay? They expected to win the game, but they had a fourth down and forever to get a first down, and they were running out of time. However, they pulled off a play that the other team did not expect. They pulled it off perfectly. They scored. The game was tied. They went into overtime. The other team got first possession of the ball. They immediately went in and scored. So now they were ahead by a touchdown and an extra point. This team, they had another trick play. They scored. We were tied up again. So when they scored, then they could go for the point after and play for another overtime. Or they could go for 2 points, and if they got them, they'd win the game. If they didn't get it, the other team would win the game. So they took the chance. And they scored. Again, on a play that they had not expected would happen. So by doing that, sorry, lost a little bit of light. The cloud came over the sun. Anyway, they won the game, and it was the biggest game in this school's history. I don't really think I need to state the point, but the point is they never gave up on themselves. They never said, we can't do this. They never said, we're not capable of competing. They said, we are. And they proved it. So, again, perseverance. That's what you need. And perseverance, commitment, being able to see your vision and keep your eye on the vision and your mentality on the positive side is in reality what will be your success or not so successful. So there is going to be a link below this video, and if you click on it, it will actually take you to my website where there is a lot of information, and 99% of it is free. It's not going to cost you anything. But I do truly believe it will help. And like I always say at the end of my videos, Lauren, aka Moses, and I am pulling for your success.